It's time for roses and rosé. Men tell all. Men tell all. Men telling all. Guys, they didn't tell that much. Okay, it was the Bachelorette Men Tell All. I loved it. I'm here for it. I got rosé for it. Let's dive in, everybody. So I usually have my notes on my phone. Last week, my phone had 12% battery by the end of the night. This week, it has 2. So we've printed them out, and they... Oh, I just spilled some rosé. I'm sorry, Jesus. I am sorry for wasting the bounty that you gave to me. I really feel bad about that. Okay, so these notes, they look like some kind of CIA operative scenario. Like, what is this font? What are the, like, it's printed front and back.
Front and back!
That's a Friends reference. But we're gonna keep on keeping on like it's 1997, like it's the first season of The Bachelor. Here we go.
We even thought about beefing up security tonight. Yeah.
Well, guess what? They literally, allegedly did last Men Tell All with Chad.
I even spent an extra couple days in the gym. You just can't tell.
Okay, Chris, okay. I mean, it's not that crazy, okay? It's not Chad level crazy. He still set that bar pretty high, everybody. Oh, but anyway, it's the most memorable Men Tell All ever. So the guys are introduced and Dean gets a big round of applause. Shocker, not really. Dean for Bachelor, Peter for Bachelor. Don't dare say it. If you want to know what Dean thinks about being the Bachelor, you can head over to etonline.com. That's our first shameless plug of the night, everybody. Dean will be on Bachelor in Paradise. And actually, tonight, I got a rosé called Paradis. Paradis. Paradise in another language. Maybe French. I don't know. I don't discriminate, unlike Lee. We'll get to it. Okay.
Lucas.
We had to get into the Blake Whaboom controversy. What a joke. Honestly, don't even waste my time. I love Will, you guys. Remember Will? Will was great, and during this whole episode, Will laid it down at a couple of key moments, like Whaboom guy is trying to talk, and Will is like, you don't get to call anyone else anything.
You cannot call anyone else on this stage a joke.
I can say whatever the hell I want. You don't know anything about me.
Okay.
Nailed it, Will. I don't think Will's gonna be on Paradise, but I wish he was. Bring him back for Winter Games or something. I love Will. I like the Men Tell All special because you're reminded of, you know, it's gotten down to the final few guys, and you kind of forgot about these sort of favorite guys you had, like Kenny and Will and Anthony and still Dean. Oh, Dean. Dean wearing a camo blazer. Wow. I liked it. What is the Men Tell All for? To make more money on commercials before the finale. Ugh. You know who wasn't at the Men Tell All? Peter Krause. So I tried to push through. I did. Oh, you know who was at the Men Tell All? DeMario. Drink every time DeMario kind of blows your mind. So DeMario, they didn't really get into the Paradise thing. The Paradise thing was not talked about. And guys, just so you know, I was at the Men Tell All taping, so I know what I'm talking about here. Paradise not brought up, except for this burn by Chris Harrison when they brought up DeMario's exit from the show, The Bachelorette, over his alleged ex-girlfriend.
The fact that I have is I had this guy DeMario tell me he dated her and he had been in a relationship with her.
DeMario didn't tell you that. That's caught him.
I have it on tape. I do have that on tape.
Damn! Oh, no, he didn't! Yeah, Chris Harrison just threw it down. But again, drink every time DeMario blows your mind.
You know, Clinton has sex with Monica, but you like...
DeMario called that chick a side chick. Hicks. What was her name? Lacey? Sorry, Lacey. So all these people who kind of suck are talking, and then Jamie is like, oh, it's funny how all these people who suck are talking, and then everyone else is like, who's Jamie?
Who are you? You're irrelevant.
And DeMario put Jamie in his place. Drink again for DeMario blowing our minds. According to ET Online's source reporting, DeMario is in talks to do Dancing with the Stars. I would watch. I would watch. Well, let me know if you would. Leave it in the comments below. Would you watch DeMario on Dancing with the Stars? Is he right for the show? Let me know.
Timo is not a bad person by any stretch of the imagination. He just made some dumb choices. He's no Whaboom, he's no Lee. Like, let's cut the guy a break.
Oh, Dean defends DeMario. He's like, DeMario is not in the same group as Whaboom or Lee because DeMario's just an idiot. That was literally Dean's defense of DeMario. He's like, he's not a bad guy, just dumb.
He just made some dumb choices.
Okay. You know what? Nobody's gonna question what Dean says.
Oh, I would do.
The whole audience reacted. So, Dean for Bachelor? Guys, it's still up in the air. I don't know. Dean himself told me he thinks he's too young, and I just love Peter so much. So much. I just wanted to get weird because of how much I love Peter. Iggy is there, looking like Rev Run. What is he wearing? It's always interesting to see what the guys wear to the Men Tell All. You know, if you watch Real Housewives, it's like, what do they wear to the reunion special? Nobody gave DeMario, apparently, the memo that it was like a suit and jacket situation. DeMario was there, I don't know, ready for brunch. Yeah. Flip it around to the back. Oh, we get into the van thing. This bugged me for so long, you guys. When Lee and Kenny went on their 2-on-1 date, Lee alleged that Kenny pulled him out of a van.
Violently.
And Kenny was like, that never happened. Well, now we know the truth. Lee says...
He did not pull me out of the van.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
So bizarre. He made it all up. And Lee was so interesting all night long. Look, we knew Lee was gonna be in the hot seat, okay? And he was. And, you know, his apparent racism was brought up.
You know exactly what I mean.
And like these tweets that he sent out a year ago were brought up.
Hey, question, while the episodes were airing, right, you did not take to social media once to denounce anything that you were saying or doing.
And I felt like Lee did not know what to say. I felt like Lee needed a PR team prepping him a lot better than they did before he taped this. He was so quiet, and then when he was confronted, like, dude, are you racist?
That's a hard thing to say. It's a hard thing to say that you were or are a racist.
He was like, I have a lot to learn.
I want to learn.
I'm
Facetious.
I wasn't very considerate.
I wasn't as considerate as I should have been in a lot of ways.
Okay, cool. Are you racist or is it a no? Is it a yes? Eventually he apologized.
I should have been a better friend. And I was not that to you. And for that, I apologize.
But did everybody believe his apologies? Well, I asked all the men after the special, and you can check out those interviews over at etonline.com. Wow, that was dumb. I wonder if I can drink while singing. Nope, you can't do it. It doesn't even make physics sense. Kenny is in the hot seat, and oh my God, you guys, I forgot how much I loved Kenny. Kenny is so sweet and so smart and so kind and such a good dad, and his daughter was even there, and she is so beautiful and so well-spoken for her age, and oh my God. Kenny for Bachelor? I don't know. I asked Kenny if he was gonna be on Paradise, and he said something like, maybe, I like sand. Okay, Kenny, well, I love Kenny, and he's amazing, and he's just as nice in person as he seems on the show. And he has a pretty good Southern accent when he's making fun of Lee.
Well, Kenny, if I did anything to offend you...
Okay. I also want to say I think the guys overall were really kind to Lee. More kind than they had to be, considering what he said in some of those tweets. And they really treated him with kid gloves, and they were like, dude, you gotta learn. And he was like, I gotta learn. And I'm not really sure exactly where the teaching's gonna come from or what specifically he's going to be like what book he's gonna be reading. But hopefully things get better for Lee. Okay. Oh, Kenny did the snake move again. That was great. What a moment.
What things? Acknowledge it. Speak it.
So yeah, everyone's like, Lee, are you racist? Just say it. Just say it, Lee. He won't say it. He finally apologizes. But he never really said he was racist. And DeMario, again, drink every time DeMario blows it up.
When you woke up the next day and you realize you sent those racist-ass tweets,
Did you, the next day that you go, I, Lee, denounce these tweets? Or did you wait a year and 9 days to be on this stage right now, and now are you saying it?
He was like, Lee, you sent those tweets a year ago. Why didn't you denounce them then? And Lee didn't. And, you know, DeMario said a lot of weird crap, like when he asked for
ocular facts.
I don't know what that is. But he was right about the fact that Lee could have tweeted a year ago and been like, why did I say that? And he didn't. And he didn't tweet during the season being like, why did I say that? And then he was here and everybody was kind of like, you're only apologizing now because you have to. That's what I think about Lee. Yikes. Oh, maybe my favorite part was when Lee said,
I don't like racism at all.
no game I should have been playing. Drink every time Lee says something that makes no sense. And then Rachel gets in there and she's like, no time for you, Lee. Rachel told me she didn't want to give the Lee situation any more breath, so you know what? I'm not going to give it any more breath here. I just drank without breathing. That was interesting. Yeah, that's a whole new experience. Okay. At the end of the day, the guys treated Lee with love, but also put him in his place, and I thought it was a good combination between the two. So Dean gets up there. And Dean was perfect as always. Dean says that, you know, yes, people criticized him for not speaking to his dad for 2 years, but then speaking to him for the first time on television. And he was like, Rachel needed to know the full scope of my family. And she did get the full scope.
What's up, Pops?
Dean gets this moment with Rachel, and he told me afterwards that he still has feelings for her. And that interview's up at etonline.com. You guys, honestly, did Men Tell All make you question who you want to be the Bachelor? Dean? Kenny? It's still Peter, isn't it? Me too. But Dean gets to confront Rachel, and what's kind of funny is that he's like, hey, Chris.
I'll just come up and talk to her. How about? Is that all right?
Sure.
Can I come sit up there? Which I love when they do that, because it's like they've definitely talked to the producers beforehand about who's gonna come sit up there. But then he's like, can I come sit up there? And then he sits down and he's like,
I don't know. I'm kind of almost at a loss for words now. Like,
Dean, baby, you knew you were going up there. You knew. Come on, find the words. And he confronts Rachel about something we were all wondering. If you said that you loved me.
And it got the boot like 4 days later, you know?
Why did you send me home? And then she gave the explanation we all knew she would.
I meant it, like 100%, like in that moment.
I kind of felt that way at the time. The show's weird, guys. It's weird. Your feelings are weird. DeMario and Rachel have very little interaction, but she told me that she'd be okay with never seeing DeMario again. Find out who else she's okay with never seeing again over at etonline.com. Team Madam, if you remember. Everyone was like, why are they still here? At the point that they were. But Rachel said, look, I really did have real relationships with these guys.
It's unfortunate that America did not get to see what I had with each one of you.
And I said, I like them both. And also, Adam looks good. And also, did Matt dye his eyebrows? They look so dark. I don't know. You know when a guy shaves his beard and you're like, did you do something to your face? That's how I felt about his eyebrows. Did he shave his beard or did he dye his eyebrows? Please let me know what you think in the comments below.
The fact of the matter is, out of all the guys...
And then the speech from Fred. Wow, Fred was the guy who went to camp with Rachel, and she said, I can't not see you as this troubled little kid, which I thought was a little unfair of her during the season. But you know what was unfair of Fred? To come with a freaking memorized speech.
Now, I thought because I knew you, that I could bring a level of comfort to you.
Fred wrote his lines, and he had them down. In fact, he was speaking in third person so much at the beginning of this high school graduation speech that I didn't know if he was talking about himself.
There was one guy who already had them.
But he was. And Rachel was like, and we were all like, and then the guys supported him in the end, which is nice. This is a nice group of guys. They like each other. They're the Rose Boys, they say. They're friends. They're good. They're good. They like each other. They support DeMario. They support Lee. It's fun sport. I like it. I love it. It's great. I love it. Great. Friendships. You know what comes out of these shows? Friendships. Engagements and friendships.
And
And then we got the bloopers, which I loved. And who was driving this golf cart? Oh my God. Everybody's okay, thank God. And Dean and the gum. You guys, I don't usually talk about the bloopers, but Dean and the gum. Ew! And then he swallowed it. That's the one imperfect thing that Dean's ever done.
And who will be getting down on one knee?
Chris says all of America is waiting for the finale of The Bachelorette. And you know what? I don't disagree, because a lot of really depressing crap is happening in our country, and I think all of America needs a happy ending right now. So we're all waiting for the finale, and we didn't get any new footage. We just got Peter Krause crying again. Why are they doing this to me? Why? I can't take it anymore. I am under emotional distress. I need therapy. I can't watch Peter Krause cry anymore. It's too traumatizing. I have PTSD, post-traumatic sexy disorder. I can't handle it. Don't show me that promo again. Don't do it. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Make sure to like ET on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, where we can talk more about The Bachelorette. And of course, check out all of the interviews with Rachel and her guys that we did after Men Tell All over at etonline.com. I love you. I love Peter. I am so tense, you guys. Monday, August 7th, The Bachelor finale cannot come soon enough. Bye. This has been driving me crazy, and I want to get real for a minute. There is some movie where a character says the name Peter like this. Peter! Peter! And it has been plaguing me all season, and if anyone knows what that movie is, please, dear God, tweet me and let me know so that I can go to sleep at night.